Hi, it's Marie with Marie's Cards and More. Today I want to show you a few of the kits that you can get with Stampin' Up. They have two different types, well actually three different types of kits. They have a card kit, such as this. They have their paper pumpkin, which is a subscription, so you can purchase both of those on the Stampin' Up website. A subscription, you can just do month by month, or you can do like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. They also have what's called a crafting kit. I don't have one of those right here at this moment, but they do have something that's called a crafting kit as well. So you can go on the Stampin' Up website and you can find all of that. Today I'm going to show you, I was making these cards out of this kit and I went, this would be a perfect beginner thing. So I'm going to show you a few of the cards, excuse my big old arm, that I made with this. I made it with the kit. Now I substituted, whew, that's hard to say, substituted some of the sentiments because I need more birthday cards. Of course, Mother's Day is coming up, right? I always have somebody that I want to send to wishing them comfort. And then happy birthday, and happy birthday. Like I said a lot of birthday cards. So what was in this kit, let me show you. You have on here, you can see, you have the coordinating envelopes. You have all of these card bases already done for you. And then you can get to pop out these little elements here of die cuts and you stamp on them. There's other die cut elements like this big one. So I'm going to show you that. So the kits don't have like written out in words instructions. They're pictures because there's all different languages with Stampin' Up. So for this instance, for this first one, which would be this card that I made here, in here they put you're in my thoughts. Well, I did happy birthday, and then they're telling me to put the stamp on the block, and then here's the ink, and you get a little ink spot with coordinating ink. So this one's Night of Navy. This is a perfect way to start collecting a bunch of different colors by using the kits. So on the inside, I stamped this stamp. They had it on, no, I put it on the right side. First I thought they had it here, but no, they do. They put it on the inside, I put it on the outside. You see, make it your own. Then there's this little die cut piece. Can you see that? This little blue. And then you put that, and you put your sentiment, and then you got your little bling. That's somewhere, oh, here it is. Here's some bling. The second one is this one here. And again, I need more birthday cards. So here it is. And then this one had a white die cut piece. Okay, so I made those. I made a happy birthday, like I said, wishing Mother's Day. All right, so what's the third one? Excuse me, allergies. Okay, I had to take a little sip. So here's my card base. Now they come like this, and then they're already scored, so you just have to burnish them, right? And then right here, let's get these little guys out of the way. Here's that piece. It's already die cut for you. You don't even have to have a die cutting machine when you're working with kits. If they had the dies, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to put that. We're going to move these out of the way. And then in this kind of paper, there are different die cut images that you just pop out. And so I popped this one out because it's what's going to go with this card. You see, it's telling me right here everything that I need, right? So then I need to stamp something on here. Well, this one has sending love. Okay, You could use your block and you could put your stamp set, or stamp, excuse me, on there, sending love, and you can stamp it, right? Or I want to show you the positioner. And I know, I mean, if you're beginning out, maybe you don't have the money to buy a positioner, but I want to show it to you. Because I think a stamping positioner helps so much if you're not real good at stamping. Because you'll see, you get a couple of chances to get the ink down. So I'm going to take, this is the positioner, and as you can see, it has springs here, it has magnets, there's a grid. Stampin' Up has, if I can reach it, they have a pad of grid that you can purchase, and you stick it in those little holes, and then it doesn't matter if you stamp on it or whatever, you get clean grid. I happen to not like the magnets. A lot of people love the magnets. I don't particularly care for the magnets. And so I have this sticky sheet there. It is not a Stampin' Up product. I'm hoping that maybe they'll come out with one. I'm bringing this down to me, and I'm going to line up my stamp, sending love. And now I'm going to take the top plate, and it has the same thing. It has these, well, you can see this. I know you get to see my lights. And it has these holes. So you put that like that. Okay, and I'm going to bring it back up. And then you just press down. And then you pop it up. Now, if you've got a relatively new stamp like mine is, it's kind of sticky. And the reason why I don't like the magnets is because if it's really sticky and you do this, it pulls it up anyway. And that just annoys me. Other people have better luck with it than I do. So, you know, you don't have to have a little sticky mat. I just find that it makes life easier. So what I'm doing now is I'm rubbing off that manufacturing, I don't know, layer. And I'm going to open up my little ink. And now I'm going to pop this down. So ink, 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 and I've showed y'all how to ink, right? Now these little Stampin' spots are great. First of all, they're small, so they're easy to handle. Second of all, they're wonderful to travel with. And you know it's me, so of course I always get ink where I don't want it. And third, it's real easy to collect. So you can collect them. Now I'm just going to press that down and give it just a little bit of a firm rub. And then I'm going to lift it up, and there's my sending love. Well, let's say I didn't get a really good image. It was too light. I didn't move this, and I didn't move this. So I come back, ink, 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 pop her back in, bring it back down, and now I've got a second layer of ink. That's the beauty of a Stampin' Positioner. That's part of it. And then we'll go over the other thing. I'll show it to you, but we'll go over it in a minute. I'm just off camera. I'm just cleaning that. You don't need to see me rub off ink. And then before I lose my stamp, I'm going to put it right back on its little piece of acetate. Okay. And let's go ahead, and you can see this is sticky. Look at that. And I'll just peel it up, and I'll have that in a minute. The other thing that comes with the positioner is this arm. And it's really good. It has the springs on both ends, and it has holes here. So I could put this, and let's say I wanted to make a row of happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I could put it here and stamp down, move it over, stamp down, move it over, stamp down, etc. So we'll do that in another video. But I did want to at least show you that. You don't have to have a positioner. You got a block, put the stamp on it, line it up, and you can do that just as easy. I used to have trouble when I first started stamping with getting a good image, and I think part of my problem was I wasn't using good blocks. I just bought, you know, a little cheap box. That was issue number one. Issue number two was I wasn't leaving it in contact long enough. So when you're stamping, you don't just go stamp, you know. You need to stamp it, let the ink transfer, and lift it up. I was getting excited. All right, so here this is. So I've done that. So the next thing they're telling me to do is use my tear and tape, and they're telling me to put some tear and tape on the back of my sentiment. Okay. And what is tear and tape? Well, it's just what you would think it is. It's tape that you can tear. You don't have to have scissors. First, you got to find the, there it is, the beginning. And you could just take it, put it down. It's sticky, sticky. Tear it. And then in a minute, we'll burnish that. And then we will stick it on to our card. So now they're telling me on the back side, see here at the back side, they're telling me to put some tear and tape here and here. Now you don't want your sticky to come off of, you know, the card or this panel, because then it will be sticky, right? Sometimes if you get a little bit of sticky someplace that you don't want, you can put a little baby powder or talcum powder or your little embossing thing, which we haven't even gotten to yet. But you could just take a little powder and just take some of that sticky off. And then again. Ooh. And then one more big long piece. Each kit should have enough to complete those cards, and then I always have a little bit left over, so you can use those on the subsequent. Okay, the next thing they're telling us to do here is to put some dimensionals, and they're kind of telling you where to put them. So let's see how they have it. Something kind of like that. And we're going to put, whoops, 1, 2. I have a little visitor, so hopefully my cat didn't jump up in the middle of us. 1, 2. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to burnish or rub. Here's my tool. You don't have to have this tool. You could use your fingers, but just rub, 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 rub. And what that does is it really adheres that tape down. Okay. All right. And then you can peel off the backer. If you don't burnish it, sometimes when you try to peel off the backer, you actually lift up the tape. That's okay, just put it right back down and then burnish that tape a little bit longer. Now I'm going to show you another trick that I use. Well, eventually when I get this one off. Okay, see, that's all sticky. I like wiggle room. So you can do two different things. You can take your glue that you have and you could just dot, dot, dot around. Or I saw this and I went, oh, isn't that smart? Saw it on YouTube. Another creator. I think it was an artist kind of creator. But anyways, she takes the stick glue, all-purpose glue that, I'm telling you, the caps are the hardest things to get off. but it's a little bit cheaper glue. And she just runs that glue right over that sticky because it gives her that little bit of extra time. So either way, you can either use your glue that you already have, or if you have one of those little glue sticks, you see, if I don't like that, if I hadn't put that glue on there, it grabs. I mean, and it'll give you a little bit of wiggle room if you, I can't talk and do things at the same time, so hang on a second. Okay. If you don't push it down, it does give you a little bit of time. But I just like I like to put that glue on there because if I look at it and go, ooh, I don't like it, I usually have a little bit more time than I can pick it up or peel it up. Okay, so there's that. Now what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna put my flowers down. So these, you peel off the backer, and if you have nosy cats like I do, they'll find those. And here, I'll show you. I'm just going to use a little bit of my glue, and I just put a little down. I could do the same thing. I could come right back with my glue stick and done it. And now I'm going to figure out how I want to put this down. They kind of have it like that. So I'm going to set it down just like that. And as you can see, it's raised a little bit. Can y'all see that? It's got those dimensionals behind it. All right, here's my sending love. And I need to burnish that, right? Because I hadn't burnished it. Burnishing just means rubbing on it. And then peeling that off. And again, I'm going to use a wee bit of that glue, just in case I flop it down and go, ugh, I didn't want that there. Sending love. Like that. I pick them up and kind of look at them because I always get things crooked. And now they're telling you to use the 3 little gems. As you can see, I'm going to have extra, even though I've used them on all of my cards. Ooh, look at another tool. This is a take your pick tool. So on this end, it has this kind of gummy stuff that you just turn and it will slowly come back up. You can get refills for it. And on this end, you have a choice. On this end is a pick. So it's a piercer. You could pierce things, pick things up with it. And it has a lock, so locked, unlocked, turn it. And then on this side, it has a little paddle, which is really good to pick up die cuts or to, if you glued something down incorrectly, you can stick that under it and kind of shimmy it. And then you just kind of wiggle it till it falls in place, and then you lock it again. And definitely put the cover on it because it's sharp. So as you can see, it's all smushing out, right? So I'm going to smush him back. And now they're telling you kind of where they chose to put the little dots, which is really hard to see in the picture. But they've kind of just, put them around. So I'm going to pick one up if I can. And where do I want it? I think I'm going to put one right here. And I usually do odd numbers. 3, 5, Where do I want that one? I think I'll put that one there. I know, such a decision. Give me that. Where do you? And I think I'll put him. I usually go like 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2. I could put him there. I could put him here. I think I'm going to put it up. 1 there. So now I've got 1, 2, and 3 kind of in the center of the little flowers. So now that card is done. Let's cover up our glue, cover up our take the pick tool. So I can make 2 more of those because there's enough to make 3 of each card. That is just a wee bit off. If you get a card base and it's a wee bit off, just burnish it down. Much better. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. I want to show you another kit. So this next kit, actually they have it right now on the Stampin' Up website. And this one doesn't have any stamping, so that's why I wanted to show it to you. It's a Painted Wishes kit. And it gives you the instructions just like what we just did. Except this one has pre-printed sentiments. So if you want to get into this and make some cards, but you don't want to do all the stamping yet, because you're going to want to, well, this will have all the supplies that you would need. So if you look at the back, it has pre-cut die cuts already with sentiments on it here. It's got these panels, it's got some circles, it's got the card bases, comes with some twine, some bling, some dimensionals, and some tear and tape. So this one does not come with a block, nor does it come with an ink pad because you don't need it. So just quickly, I mean, there's the tear and tape and the twine. Here's some bling. Love that color. There's your dimensionals. And then here are those bases. So as you can see, it's just one-sided. Here's some more. So they're making layers with it. You know, they're doing something like that. Here are all the envelopes. So again, coordinating envelopes. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Here's some more of the layers. So this is the different layer, and for this one they're putting the sentiment this way, and then here are the card bases. So you see it's like that. Now I see some people that take this, cut it, and they put this on another card base, and then they would have another panel. Usually they'll do it if there's a design on both sides. But I've seen people do it just to get some extra card base or extra card layers. So see, this one had in different languages. Remember I told you their kits come in different languages. So thank you for your kindness. And then depending on if you speak other languages. So see, and look, it's got, isn't that pretty? It's foiled. Here's another one. Wishing you the happiest birthday to you. And I was going to say, I can't read that. Here it is. I feel so blessed to have a wonderful, kind, and amazing friend like you. And see, and they just pop out. And this actually has, not only does it have the pretty, I don't know, teal, it has this pretty gold. And then here are some more of the card bases. So you could cut that, and then you would have 2 bases or 2 panels that you could use on other cards. So a lot of people take them and tear them down and make even more cards than what the kit originally intends. I normally make it the way they say. I just change sentiments or I change things around a little bit because, you know, that's just what I like to do. All right, let's get that off to the side. Last thing I'm going to quickly show you is a paper pumpkin. And this one was, I think, January. Let's just see. I'm not going to open it. Oops, I had the sticker on there. You don't care about that sticker. So this one was January of 2026, special delivery, and it would make these 3 cards. So they've got the sentiments that they have on there. Their little stamp set. Get it right. Well, for heaven's sakes. Let's do it this way. Sending love, air mail. You brighten my day just for you. Happy Valentine's. And then they've got this, like, you know, stamp canceled and a rose. Isn't that pretty? All the things that you would need are in here. So they've got all of those bases. They got the tear and tape. They got the dimensionals, the ink. This time the ink is Poppy Parade, a stamp. And if this was your first paper pumpkin kit to get, you would get your block. If you get subsequent ones in your subscription, you would not get another block. Okay, they only send you one. So that is a paper pumpkin. So those are kits, and how easy is that? So let's just take 3 little cards. Oops, one. Here's that one. My goodness. Here, that one, and that one, and an envelope. Let's get all that out of the way. So what do you think? Which one is your favorite? Tell me in the comments. Happy birthday, sending love to a wonderful mother. So those are kits. I think it's an easy way to get into making handmade cards to see if you like it. You can build up your products by doing that, and then you could use these stamps that you get in other cards. I collect them all. I make copies of them, and I have them in binders. So if I'm looking like, wow, I really want something that says, you know, you're in my thoughts. Well, I can look that up on my spreadsheet. And I can use it in other cards. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. If it's over on my Facebook page, please like it and give me a comment and share. Thank you so much. Until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.